Welcome to the Chaotic Stupid Show. My name is Derek. I have been a GM for 20 years and making TTRPG content for 10, and I am here with my co-host Arthur.
Hello everyone, my name is Arthur, and I am the isometric maniac that believes that someday ISO maps are going to be the staple and the standard for TTRPGs. Fingers crossed.
If only. If only. Well, today's topic is scheduling your TTRPG sessions, but we're going to be speaking about all this and maybe our Shadowdark campaign that we just revived and all things TTRPG. As I have been sharing in my TTRPG dev blog as of late, though I have to say I haven't made a video there in that section, but I digress. Life as an adult, work, responsibilities, we don't have that much time. Some people have families, some people have children, and scheduling stuff for TTRPG has become difficult. What's your take, Arthur?
Yeah, I mean, it's like an invisible monster that we'll have to defeat. It's just hard to adapt, and a lot of circumstances that sometimes are out of our hands impede people to gather, to organize their time, and it is hard. I mean, the older I get, the more responsibilities or stuff that I want to do kind of become obstacles for me to say, you know what, I can actually dedicate 6 hours, 7 hours of my life this day to gather with my friends and just have fun. And as of late, our sessions are actually 3 to 4 hours max, because that is the time that we can actually allow ourselves to dedicate to this beautiful hobby.
It
is hard.
Yeah, if even 3 hours, like I've seen that sometimes if we get 2 hours of actual play, that was like a good night. Like sometimes we don't have that much time.
Yeah, as of late, we meet at 7, and since we usually play, we have a local game with people face to face, but this can also happen to online gamers. It's not, I mean, it happens in the same way. You gather with your friends, you sit down, and the first 30 to 45 minutes are spent talking about everything and nothing. And it's not actual gameplay. Yeah, you're catching up with your friends. How have you been? How's your mom? How's work? And sometimes you have something to tell or share with the group, and it's just natural because we're not robots that just gather there to sit and start throwing dice the first minute you get there. So I think it's also part of the gig. So like you say, if you have 2 hours of gameplay every single week, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I've also found or thought that other hobbies or other activities that you do with your friends are more forgiving. For example, we play video games with a friend. It's a 3-person group, but it's very forgiving because not all of us have to be there. 2 could play, or even 1 person could play. There's no story to continue across sessions as in D&D. In D&D, it often, well, not just D&D, all TTRPG games, it often all goes down the drain if 1 person or 2 people are missing, so no one can play.
Yeah, it's another aspect of it that just makes it sometimes impossible to have a continuous session, a continuous campaign. I mean, a lot of tables adapt, and they have like 7 to 8 players. If one of them is missing or cannot make it to the session, they just wing it, and they come up with a quick excuse to explain why this person is absent. But it kind of kills the immersion for me. I am a person that if I'm gonna play with 5 people, I need the 5 of them to be there. And the same goes if we're 4 or only 3 people. The 3 players have to be there, because if not, I would rather postpone. I have no problem saying, you know what, let's meet next week, as long as everyone can make it. Yeah.
Though that sucks too, because if that happens again next week, then you have a 2-week or 3-week hiatus, and it doesn't work. But this really reminded me of a game. We just, like I said before, we just revived our Shadowdark RPG session 2 weeks ago. We've been 2 weeks straight. But before that, because I was like, I don't know, thirsty for D&D, I joined a game here in my city. It's one of those paid games. And I guess all those people are great and the game was all right. But the way it worked is they had like 10 players signed into that game. But to make it happen every week, they had this flexibility that anyone can come whenever they want. So there was like only 2 guys that were always there, but the rest of the cast, some of them were there one week and then the other they weren't. So I guess I played like 6 sessions in that game, and not one had the same party. Each time it was different. And on the one hand, it's great because it is flexible enough that it allows the game to happen every week. But on the other hand, the immersion of the game was shattered for me. It was completely broken. Combine that with the GM also allowed flexibility for all kinds of characters in the game. So there was this guy that was a Power Ranger. I mean, fine. I guess fine. But I'm not joking. It's not like a thematic, symbolic Power Ranger. No, he was the actual red Power Ranger moved from the real world, from the Power Ranger world to the Sword Coast.
No, that would kill my immersion personally. I wouldn't like to participate in a game like that. If I'm a paladin, a heroic character, and I totally invested in how I look, and then this guy in red spandex comes and says like, yeah, I'll join your party, let's kill that dragon. It doesn't make it for me. But going back to what you said first, I think it's finding a balance between my desire to play is greater than the balance at the table and having everyone gathered and present, or would I rather postpone my game for next week as long as everyone can make it? And I don't know. I mean, my personal opinion is I would rather postpone and punish myself without playing that week, because I don't know, it doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah, I totally get it. Having consistency in your session is an actual blessing and a sign that the people that play with you do really want to be with you and make necessary adjustments in their lives to make the game happen. This applies to the GM and every single player. And this really resonates with me because we are a 5-people group, this Shadowdark campaign we just started. And yes, 4 of us are childhood friends. The 5th guy is a person we have known for like 15 or 20 years. So we go way back. But we know that each one of us 5 have full schedules and responsibilities. Some of them, only one of them has a child. And the fact that each of us make some space on Sunday for 3 or 4 hours to play, I'm really grateful.
You appreciate it.
Yeah.
You appreciate it. Yes, I think sometimes, and this is not, I'm not criticizing anyone, but I think we sometimes, and I've been there, we take it for granted. I think that maybe 12 or 15 years ago, we used to play sometimes twice a week, and our lives were not as busy. We had it easier. And meeting my friends to play, and I would play with Derek. He was the GM, almost the forever GM. I remember that one of those campaigns, I was the GM because we had so much time that I had the opportunity to GM one of those campaigns. And it was so much fun. And now looking back, I think that I had a lot of fun, but I don't think I realized the magnitude of appreciation that I should have had regarding that hobby, regarding those people that gather every single week with me. And now each of us at our Shadowdark game is 35 years old or up, and it's just hard. It's become a real, it's a weekly mission to say, you know what, I'm going to slot these 3-4 hours, and sometimes we have to change the day because something comes up. And I just appreciate when we sit down and everybody's there, I really value it, and I feel blessed to have these people around me. And my recommendation to all of you watching this video is appreciate and value the people that are spending part of their life, their day, their busy schedule to be with you and just play this beautiful hobby. I think it's a blessing.
Just so you guys know, this is not just a YouTube video. We produce Dungeon Vault magazine, which is our flagship product. A plethora, let's say 3 plethoras of adventures, magazines, maps, VTT content. It's just so much stuff we've made over the last 10 years that I would say if you're not considering it, you're kind of missing out. And all of this is available through our Patreon page, which I'm going to link below.
Yeah, just take a minute, visit our page. You can become a free member.
Our Shadowdark campaign recap. We have played twice before the recording of this show. And as usual, we started with a group of level 0 peasants that were ready to change their lives. They were sick of being farmers or merchants or urchins, whatever they were.
We had a grave digger and a jeweler, and luckily, we had one squire.
Yeah, who was the squire? The goblin?
Yeah, the goblin that survived. One of the current level 1 PCs.
Yeah, so it's 4 players. Each of them had access to 4 level 0 PCs. So there was a team of 16 peasants that heard a rumor that there's this tomb a few hours from town. They called it the tomb of King Agamemnon. And this place only opens twice per year during the equinox. So they heard from rumors that no one has pillaged this dungeon before, so there must be treasure there. They eventually got it, but they knew it was dangerous. They grabbed whatever they had. Some of them had little to nothing, like just a stick and a chicken or a knife and I don't know, like a yard of fabric. Some people had torches. There was this guy, Bernard, who was the jeweler. He had nothing but money, but he kind of funded the expedition. He spent he had like 20 gold pieces, right?
Yeah, it was a precious stone that was worth 20 gold pieces.
Yeah, and he exchanged it for some useful gear like ropes and torches and oil for the adventure. So they went into the dungeon all jolly and confident, and soon things changed. Care to take it from here, Arthur?
We all know how gauntlets in Shadowdark are. It was basically a meat grinder. We were about 16 level 0 heroes. More than half of them died. I think only like 7, perhaps 6 of the heroes made it throughout the dungeon. We fought zombies, a spider swarm,
a stingbat.
A stingbat. No, that was a dark mantle, was it?
Yeah, yes, a dark mantle, yes.
It was a dark mantle that engulfed one of the heroes. That was my best character, actually. He had great stats, but he just died. One attack, he died. A pit where 2 of the heroes attempting to cross it, they rolled a natural 1, so they just fell to their deaths, breaking their necks. And it was so much fun. The final battle against the boss, we only survived, I think it was luck. One of the PCs had an instant one use of burning hands.
Burning hands, yeah.
Yeah, one-time use burning hands that he obtained from magical runes that he investigated. And the Goblin Squire actually had a decent longsword. I think it was the only weapon that we had in our arsenal.
Someone else had a spear.
Someone else had a spear, yeah. But it was a very interesting fight. It was a meat grinder, like I said. And
yeah, but
out of sheer luck, we barely survived.
Yeah, I think a lot of you had survived up until the boss fight. More than half what I expected survived. It's more than half than what I hoped for. Yeah, some of them, a lot of them survived, but the last fight was kind of deadly. I thought you guys were gonna run away.
That was an option too.
Yeah,
But I mean,
it's
we
always
wanted
an
the
option.
treasure. We wanted to become level 1. And we actually did. I mean, we got the treasure. We freed the king that was trapped in this mystical arcane prison, and hopefully he did not kill us when he was freed, and we became level 1 heroes. We chose one of the PCs that survived, and now we have a party of the classic core rulebook options that you have. We have one fighter, which is the goblin. We have a thief, and he has 1 HP. So he could die next session. I am the cleric, an elf cleric. Luigi has this human wizard, and he chose 3 level 1 spells, and let's hope we can make it till next session alive.
If we're lucky enough to pull off our 3rd week of Shadowdark RPG gaming, next Sunday we're going to have our first level 1 session. So Arthur, do you have any expectation or something that you are eager for in this 3rd session, but the first level?
I think that knowing how the system is, I don't picture our thief surviving 1 or 2 sessions being level 1, having 1 HP, unless we are incredibly strategic and careful. Because it's something interesting about the system, just like a small parenthesis, that thieves have a HP of 1d4. So it's interesting because in Dungeons and Dragons, they have a d6 for every level. And I think that actually makes a big difference over time. And it forces the player and the rest of the party to actually plan and become more strategic in how to engage in combat or proceed within a dungeon, because anything could kill him. Anything.
Yeah, it's just 1 damage. The thing is...
So answering your question, I hope he survives. I hope we can find a way to handle that.
What's like the base rule for dying in Shadowdark RPG?
I think you go to 0 hit points and
you start
you're
dying?
You start dying and you throw a d4 plus your constitution modifier, and those are the rounds in which you're going to bleed out.
I got it here. You go to 0 and you fall unconscious and you are dying.
Yeah, there's no negative HP. You go to 0 regardless of how much damage you took.
Yeah, once you are there, you roll 1d4 plus constitution, and that's the number of rounds that you'll make it before you die.
That's right.
I mean, at least he's gonna get a 1 round, and we have a healer in the team. So if she has even a spell available or a potion, he can be brought back.
Yeah, of course, possibilities to save a fallen hero are there, but it is a lot more lethal than Dungeons and Dragons, and that's fine. I think I like that.
Yeah.
Perhaps in another episode we'll talk about differences between Dungeons and Dragons and its past iterations and versions, and how how Dungeons and Dragons compares to other systems that are getting more popular right now.
Well, I am really eager to see how the Goblin Fighter is going to have an impact on the session. I find it interesting that he's like the smallest one, but he has the highest HP count. I think he has like 9 hit points at level 1.
Yeah, he was very lucky.
He had a lucky roll, and
HP.
he also has the Constitution modifier, but he's going to be really tough for a Goblin.
Yep.
And the toughest in the group.
Tough as a nut.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because that's also something I like about the system, that the fighter actually feels that is the only person in the team that actually knows how to fight, and that can actually be bold and reckless and get into a fight and come out of it alive. Because any other class, they cannot do that. The cleric can wear armors and shields and stuff, but the damage output and the success rate of an attack on a cleric, it's incomparable to a fighter's.
Yeah, in Shadowdark RPG, it's named a priest, but you're right. Since they can use all armors and shields, they can be a sort of tank, but they don't have the damage output.
Yeah.
And usually they are also busy doing other stuff like healing or doing.
Yeah, they're good
spells.
as this. they're good as a second frontline member of the team, but yeah, it's more support and I guess become a punching bag because thanks to the armor, a lot of the attacks are going to be targeted at them, but not exactly be successful or do damage.
Yeah, let's see how that plays out. We haven't played Shadowdark RPG in over a year. Well, we haven't played any TTRPG in over a year because I don't know, just life happened.
So because of the title of this video.
Yeah, scheduling problems and responsibilities, and I'm trying to find my place in the world, blah, blah, blah. I remember the last time we had a Shadowdark RPG session, we actually included some of the extra classes and spells from the, what's the name of the little magazines?
The Cursed Scroll.
Yeah, the Cursed Scrolls. Yeah, but we used 2 or 3 of those classes and some of the spells and all that. But for this game, for simplicity's sake, we decided to only use the core rulebook and nothing else. And since we have 4 players, one of them is each of the classes, and I want to see how balanced that is. It's probably going to be pretty balanced.
I think we're gonna do just fine. I actually like it, and the main reason we took that decision, we made that call, is because 2 of the players are completely new to the system. They had played Dungeons and Dragons before, but like a decade ago. I think it's a nice way to ease them in to the Shadowdark's vibe and always our style.
I agree. All right, well, I guess we should conclude by wishing everyone luck in scheduling their next game or games. Hopefully you don't get a dry spell like we had last year and you play every week once at least, maybe even more. And also a wish for you to appreciate and value how the people that play with you spend some of their time they slotted to share it with you. Any closing thoughts, Arthur?
To complement what you just said, yeah, I think it's just like I said before, it's not criticizing anyone. I just think that we sometimes take for granted the actual magnitude of blessing that is going on at a table at a session. I've heard people say that they have 3 to 4 games a week, and it's just wow. Yeah, that is the dream for me, and I would love to be able to have that amount of time available to gather with my friends and just throw dice and have fun and laugh, because at the end of the day, that is what we're doing. We're gathering with friends to play a game, to have fun, to build anecdotes and stories together. And considering how the world is right now, I think it's a blessing to just escape from reality for a few hours and have fun with your friends. I think it's one of the most beautiful things that we could do. It's one of the healthiest hobbies there are around.
Just amazing. Just to close, shameless plug once again. If you haven't checked out the content we publish on Elven Tower Adventures, check out our Patreon page. I think you're missing out. You should at least come and get some of the freemium packages that you can get, no strings attached. This is the Chaotic Stupid Show. My name is Derek and my co-host is Arthur. See you in the next one.
Goodbye.